Hello, and welcome back to another episode of Podcast Assemble, the show where you come for your rambling, geeky download. My name's Tommy, and I am delighted, as always, to be joined by my friend and co-host who lives across the pond. It's our resident yumcha of the pod, DL. How are you?
I'm good, man.
You look delicious.
I got a haircut, which is a little bit more manageable.
God damn, look at you. It finally happened. Who would have guessed it?
I think it was literally like almost a year.
Were you still going for the Jared Leto look? I know you were pushing towards it very slowly.
I don't want to associate myself with Jared Leto, so I'm gonna ignore that comment. Isn't he running like a sex cult up in the Hollywood Hills?
Oh my god!
Heard rumors.
Fucking weird. I don't even want to talk about Jared Leto. What a bad dude. I actually went to see. Did we ever talk about Tron Ares? Did we ever talk about it? Did we get to it? I don't think we did.
I never saw that movie.
We did original Tron. Yeah, it was mate. I don't know how he keeps getting leading roles in Hollywood. Like there is that he looks dead behind the eyes all the time. You know, we make the jokes about the Muppets.
He's got some mad grip on people.
He's got
it's a blackmail ring.
The Epstein Island tapes.
Yes, dude. I think he's like, yeah. I mean, watch. I'm gonna get a cease and desist, but there's something off about that guy.
Allegedly. No, man, we make the jokes about the Muppets all the time, and he looks like one of them. There is nothing behind his eyes the whole time. Like on screen. I'm like, yeah, he looks like he could be an AI made into a real thing. Such is life. How are you, mate? It's been a minute.
Yeah, it has been a bit. It has. How you been, dude?
Mate, I've been good. I sound very gravelly today. I'm now realizing I haven't spoken that much today. I wanted to start the episode singing like Liam Gallagher into my microphone like this, because as apparently everybody else in Sydney and the world at this point has, I saw Oasis last night, which was fucking excellent. I've never seen as many pie hats in one room in my entire life.
I was going to say pie over under like 10,000 pie hats if it's a stadium.
Oh, so it was out at Homebush. So it was like out. That stadium fits how many people? Like 100,000 when you've got floor as well. Man, it was full. Like
a lot of drunk dads.
A lot of man, there was a lot of young Aussies there too. Apparently the younguns like Oasis too. It was really good. It was so good. I was very tired. Like getting out of Homebush is such a freaking nightmare, man. And when you're surrounded by particularly drunk English people who just want to talk incredibly loudly on the train, and you're jammed in like sardines, I was like, this is ruining my experience.
You should be used to that. You grew up with that, you know?
No. I only spent a year in London and I fucking hated it, so I left.
Wow, but there's trains everywhere.
Did you see Oasis when they were in London? Did you get over there?
I did not. It was during my peak travel period. I almost did, but we did not pull it off. I don't think
I said no originally.
Sounds like the money tour. Like I think they're going to be doing this quite a bit. Yeah.
No, they're good, man. I reckon they'll have a little break after this. They sounded tired. They sounded like
I'm sure, but like they probably are going to look at their bank accounts after and be like, in a year or two, you know.
Who right? Someone was telling me allegedly they're getting like 50 mil a pop for this up front before the actual earnings from the shows. So you'd assume they'd get a little slice of the pie from the ticket sales. They'd get a little slice of the pie from the merch and stuff as well. So, and by the end of it, everyone's talking like they're from Manchester. Of course you are, mate. I loved it. I want to come home. I'm going full 180 on this. I'm coming home immediately to see them again. No, they were good, man. They played a lot of bangers. I looked like an idiot at their set list from Melbourne, which they did 2 nights before. And I was like,
I love a spoiler, dude. What's wrong with you?
Yeah, I know. You know what it was? I really wanted to know if they were going to play my favorite Oasis song, which I'm like, I never thought they were going to. It's like a random like album song. But I was like, I wonder if they've played it on any of their gigs. And I ended up looking at Melbourne and I was like, they didn't play it. And I was like, well, I guess I just know how the set list.
Yeah, but like, wouldn't you just like, it's not going to change your like you going to the show or not. So just like sit there in anticipation.
I know, you know me, DL. I'm the polar opposite of movies. I like watch one trailer. You know this about me. I'll watch one trailer and then I'll be like, okay, I'm either in or I'm not. Hence Predator Badlands and why we're talking about this movie today. I saw the teaser and was like, all right, yeah, I'll watch that. And we will see whether we both regret it. How have you been, mate? Been busy?
It's been good. Busy, but good. I've been staying local for 2 or 3 weeks, which has been nice before I have to travel.
That's a first.
Yeah. So look, I can't really complain. I think I had a couple friends in town as well. So got to visit some, some of the standard touristy stuff. Had some really good Indian 2 nights ago, just getting into my London
Ooh,
vibes, yeah.
I love that.
Although
Are you getting a little network of, like, your favorite restaurants and things?
I am, but I gotta be careful with these Indian restaurants, mate. It's a lot of pain the next day.
Why? You
4 to
you
5
go too
AM,
hot?
the stomach just like, I'm just, I got the stomach of a 50-year-old, like, I can't do that kinda stuff anymore.
I can see that. Yeah,
Um,
I can see it in your face. You look like you got the stomach of a 50-year-old.
Makes sense.
I tell you, there's a place I'd love to know if it's still open, and this is hilarious. I used to go there's this bar called Basement Sate, S-A-T-E, Basement Sate, I don't know how you say it. It's like and their whole thing is, and I think your partner would love it, is cocktails and desserts. So you literally like I would go there on dates. That's literally why I went there. It was great. You'd have like a nice little cocktail, a little dessert afterwards. They'd pair it quite nicely as well. So like I would have things like old fashions, and they would pair it nicely with like a dark chocolate dessert if you asked them to. So you should try and see if that's still open. If that's still open, you can go and see if they remember me. The guy who took all his dates there.
That sounds like a good date idea, but a big hangover. Big, big hangover
Oh
vibe. Lots
yes.
of sugar.
Oh yes. The best kinds. The best kinds.
Mm.
I actually did another thing I wanted to mention to you this week, and actually just call out on the podcast because one of my good friends, you should absolutely go and check out Human. He is on Instagram. He is Human Human Katoo Katoozi Human Katuzi. Like his artwork is phenomenal. He does these black and white images that are just phenomenal. We took me and a couple of good friends at the show, went down and checked it out. If you're into creative stuff and you like it, in fact, you should check him out. Yeah, I think you'd really like his stuff. It would be a very nice addition to your apartment to have a Human Katui on the side there. But yeah, his art show was awesome, man. It was like really small. It's down in Newtown. Yeah, it's like a little cool little space. They'd blanked it all out. And each of the different artists had their own little thing going on, very different to each other. I love when you find those little gems, you know? There's little gem of an art show.
Yeah, we're in the process of we've been evicted. They're
Oh,
selling
really?
our place, so I don't think we're adding to the walls anytime soon. Right now, we're actually
Stop
taking
it.
down. Yeah, you gotta find a place by Feb 1st.
Oh, you got a bit of time then.
Yeah, it's a bit annoying though, because it's like
Yeah,
right,
that is frustrating.
you're in the holidays, like there's gonna be like
Yeah.
no supply, and then all of a sudden we gotta move. So we'll see, but not in the business of procuring new art right now. Sorry to
Not the
say.
perfect timing. You should check him out.
Yeah.
I'm gonna put his Instagram in the notes beneath because he does very cool YouTube stuff as well. But if that sucks, man. I'm sorry to hear that. When did that happen?
Well, they tried to like raise the rent, and I was like, I read the contract. I'm like, you actually can't do this. And they're like, okay, fine, you're gone. Like by this date. And then I was like, oh, maybe I overplayed my hand here, but apparently they were planning on doing it anyway. I talked to the agent. So probably like a month ago.
Oh
Yeah, we've been.
wow. My question to you is, how is Gail taking that? Considering she loves to put up Christmas decorations way in advance.
Oh well, those are kind of like two different issues, right? The Christmas
Okay, okay.
decorations are already up. Um, it's just a matter
Dude,
of
it's the 9th of November when we're recording this. Like that's
it's already
too early.
already up. So I think that's less of an issue. It's more when they would normally come down, which maybe, might be a
Yeah.
bit earlier given our February 1st eviction date.
When do they come down normally?
I couldn't tell you, but I think Feb 1st is a firm deadline now that we can land on.
You can just hear Mariah Carey breaking out of a vault somewhere. She's like, "They've got them up. I'm there."
God, I hate her.
I know Kat hates her as well. She's like, she worked in retail for many years back, way back when.
All you do is hear it for years. Yeah.
All you do is hear it constantly. We've had told this story recently. I worked in Superdry one time as like a university Christmas job. It was on so much, and I love that song. And even now, like with that little bit of distance of 10 or whatever it is years, I love it now. But I know some people, like my beautiful fiance, are like scarred as shit by it.
I just don't think there's a way for me to like say I love that song anymore because it's just been played too many
To
times.
death.
Like
Yeah,
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 it's
yeah.
like even I think if like you had a Frank Sinatra song on as much as that, I love Frank Sinatra. I would still be fucking over it.
Which is your
I just
favorite
think
Frank Sinatra song? I know you love Frank Sinatra.
I mean there's so many good ones. Probably My Way or it's impossible
Mm,
with him.
the
Uh,
classics. I've always
yeah.
liked The Way You Look Tonight. It's a little bit of a deep cut, that one, but it's a very, very nice song. We've been talking for way too long. Guys, If you want to hear about our weeks, feel free to stick around. You can find us at Podcast Assemble or thepodcastassemble@gmail.com. Find us on Instagram. Find us on TikTok. We're everywhere. We've been doing so much content recently. So much content. I found the Martin Luther King meme after last time we talked, and I was having a lot of fun putting that in TikToks. But while you're down there skipping around, please feel free to give us a 5-star review. It would really do a lot for us. It's really helpful. Subscribe, 5 stars, all those things. Comment, like, all of the various things you can do on different platforms. And way down there will also be time codes, always supplied by Mr. Matthew Bliss of mbpod.com. You could tell I'm tired today because I did that the entire wrong way around, and I have no idea which part was meant to go first. But mbpod.com, you should absolutely check him out if you need podcasting services. He's your man. Look how great this looks. Look how great this sounds. This isn't because of us. We sound like crap. Matt did this. So, yeah. Back on with our nerdy nonsense. DL, in your limited time, what have you been up to, buddy?
No, I've been trucking through. I just finished season 2 of The Sopranos. What a great season. It's just a well art. Like, they don't make shows like this anymore. Like,
No, absolutely not.
The closest thing I'd say to like how just perfectly like thought out and structured and character driven it is, and this is kind of a deep cut, but like doesn't really make sense initially, but is Severed, where just everything is super thoughtful. Like,
Severed
I feel
or
like The
Severance?
Sopranos. Oh, sorry, Severance. I always do that. Severance. Everything is just super thoughtful with this show. Like every scene, like all the music choices, like all the vibe. It's just got a vibe, and I'm really enjoying it. And I'm now, and I think I realized that I finished season 3 because I was waiting for something to happen, and I was like, "Oh, this didn't happen. This must be I must be confusing this with a different season." So I think there's another season that I've seen. So I'm not quite caught up to where I was. Yeah, because I never finished. But it's a great show. What else have I been doing? I did pre-order yesterday.
Oh,
You. I haven't been.
Twattem, the follow-up to Twattem.
Yeah, I did pre-order that, but I haven't been reading much, so I'm like in the middle of this book that. So I might have to pause that one if I get the pre-order because I'm just too eager.
So I've actually just started a new book too. That's so frustrating. Like if it arrives, like I need to finish this book. A friend of the show, Jacob, lent me it. It's his favorite ever book, Ender's Game, and he's like, "You got to read it." So I'm like, "All right, I'll read it."
Read Ender's Game?
But now, no, never. Apparently, it's great.
That's like I think that's required reading for us in school.
Really?
Because it's got like some pretty interesting war themes. Yeah. At least it was for me. I had to read it at some point in school. Anyway, the
Strength of the Fuse out soon, isn't it?
I think it comes out next week, but I think my pre-order will probably take a week. I don't think I'll get it till like the 3rd week of November. It said like 19th on Amazon or something. But
really, that long?
It's yeah, I don't know. I think it's because I'm late. Like other people did this
late to the party. Sold out already. I thought I'd pre-ordered this like months ago, and I absolutely had not. I was like talking to you and friend of the show Kyle about it, and I was trying to find my order to just check it, and I was like, I can't find the email for this. And then I like jumped into Amazon, and I was looking, and I was like, Amazon UK, Amazon AU. I was like,
God, that's so annoying, isn't it?
Did I just not order this?
Yeah. I literally had to log into the wrong. So as I pre-ordered it, I had to log into 3 different Amazons. It's like, why is it like £10 shipping? And it's like I was in the US one, and I was in the Australia one. It's super. They should really make that a better experience.
Really shitty experience. I mean, it should just be one platform, right?
Yeah, and then they geolocation to like the easiest shipping. Like it should be simple.
Speaking of Twattem and or our good friends over at the Will of the Many, I got an email the other day, which is very reminiscent of an email we've had previously. I woke up to an email from a lady called Elizabeth, who I thought was spam. I was sitting there like, why on earth do I have an email from Elizabeth to the podcast email thread, which by the way is thepodcastemble@gmail.com if anyone's interesting. And it turns out that I also emailed James Islington.
Oh no.
And I must have been drunk because there were a bunch of spelling errors in here, which are like a spell check would have definitely picked up on. I definitely was not typing this.
Why, Thomas? You're putting out a bad brand. Bad brand. Why would you do this thing?
The first email from me which is actually included, which is very nice of her to do because otherwise I would have never remembered. Hi James, I'm Tommy. I'm a huge fan of your book, The Will of the Many. Twattem. and excitedly pre-ordered your follow-up to Twattum, The Strength of the Few, which I've put as to soft.
But you lied.
Well, this is after I'd pre-ordered it, clearly.
You didn't.
Oh, well, maybe that's why. Wait, just hold on. Maybe that's why I get the email back. I get the email back. She actually remembered us, funnily enough. I've I've made it my mission to share it with as many people as I can, and we've even done an episode on our podcast, which you've just got a video for, called Podcast Assemble. We're coming up to our 200th episode, our 5-year anniversary. It would be simply fantastic to have fellow Aussie join us to talk about and celebrate the future of his book series. If he can find time in his marketing schedule to collaborate, shoot me a note and we'll collaborate on times. Who the fuck says that?
Bold.
It's going well so far.
It's simply fantastic.
Email from Elizabeth, who I had no idea who it was. Underneath just says, on behalf of James Islington. I was like, oh.
Stop emailing us.
Stop. Just in big letters, please stop. The cigarette notes. Hi, Tommy. Thank you for reaching out again. It's great to hear you've loved The Will of the Many and are keen to read The Strength of the Few. James really appreciates it. Unfortunately, James is pretty booked up with signings and interviews and trying to find time to write, so he won't be available to come on your podcast. I can read between the lines there, just the word silly little podcast. I know that's what she's thinking. Congrats on the 200th episode in 5 years. We hope you have a great episode to celebrate. Thank you, James, for being polite, and thank you, Elizabeth, for being even more polite to us twice when we both tried. Maybe we should start a new segment, DL. Maybe we should have a segment which is us being rejected by people we think are great.
I think we got to take a different tact here.
No,
it's not
absolutely not. I'm gonna definitely keep trying. I feel like there's plenty of authors. There are plenty of Goofy IMDb picture winners that we can reach out to. I've tried actually many times.
That might work.
Even sober to reach out to Ray Bucktenica, and there's just no way to find him to reach out to him, unfortunately. If anyone knows Ray Bucktenica's email address, please let us know. We'd love to have him on the podcast. He's an absolute favorite. I keep cutting you off, man. I'm really sorry. You were talking about The Strength of the Few.
I don't even remember. Oh, what I think I was going to say, you forgot. Well, first of all, you lied to Elizabeth.
I did. Sorry, James.
Fucking fucked up.
This
is like, we have integrity to uphold. We've got a reputation to uphold.
What have we ever had integrity? Come on.
Well, that's neither here nor there.
I have seen a couple of interviews with him online, and he does not like doing online stuff. He's like not really on social media. He does like the odd interview, but he's like very sparing in it. So like, I'm not surprised he's turned us down multiple times. Multiple at this point.
That's like part of being an author, though. These days, I think they all have to push themselves a bit out of their comfort zone with I think a lot of the stuff that like Pierce does, like he wouldn't do, but he just does because he's
a pretty man. He should have his face all over the internet.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like I think is like his agents are like, you just this is how it's done. You got to do it. You got to capitalize.
Please.
What I would say. Oh yeah, what was I going to say? The fact that like I pre-ordered a book and I'm like waiting for it. It's been a long time since I've done that. So as soon as I get it, I'll just crack it open. It's been literally since like Harry Potter.
Wow.
Like most of the things I've picked up have been already established. Like
to be fair, by the time we got to Red Rising, I think all 6 were out. Maybe at least 5 of them.
For me, they were all
probably.
out.
Yeah, probably. Shit.
The fact that you forgot to pre-order it when you thought you did is like
no message to it.
And then you have insult to injury.
The audacity.
One time I was in Chicago and just like we were like, oh yeah, we got to check in for our flight to LA. Oh, this was like a trip when I had been living in Australia and I just couldn't find the check-in. I never bought the flight.
No.
So I had a one-way flight to Chicago, and I was just like with my now wife, just like, God, I must have deleted the confirmation code. Like I had to go through like all my credit cards, like searching for American Airlines because I was like convinced it was an American Airlines flight, and I just had never bought it.
Oh my God. Well, you know this about me. Never let me book anything. I will book the wrong day. I'll book the right day in the wrong year. I am terrible at doing that shit. We've talked about this before. I booked. We must have talked about this recently. When the Dark Knight Rises came out, we wanted to go and see it at IMAX, and as you would, because that was where you're supposed to see it. And my friend was like, "I'll leave it to you. You book it." And I was like, "Yep, cool, got it." And I kept putting it off, putting it off, putting it off in the last minute, like literally like days before, and it had been booked out for months at this point. Days before, I went on and looked, and I was like, "Oh my god, there's a showing at 7 o'clock on like the opening night. Amazing IMAX, and we can get seats anywhere. Like, how is this possible?" Turned out it was 7 a.m. So I booked us to see it at 7 a.m. and not everyone, all my friends were just like, "You fucking idiot." So no, never again will I be allowed to book tickets.
So you had to get up at 6:15 to go see a movie.
No, we
Nice.
did not. We just went and saw it on a regular screen later on. Yeah, I'm excited for that too. I actually just finished, speaking of, this absolute tome. Who the guy's name I will never say right. Christopher Ruocchio. Ruocchio. There you go.
Sounds right.
Empire Silence, which is the first of many, 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 many novels in this series of books. I think I talked about it a little bit recently. It's good. I enjoyed it. It's very lyrically written. The POV character is quite eloquent and is supposed to be that way. It reminds me doesn't remind me of this because this is quite rough and ready when you meet him, but it's not a dissimilar story how they go through different trials and tribulations and effectively like coming from being essentially royalty down to being in the gutter and then working their way back up to get to talking about the Empire of Silence. I'm not going to say anymore because I don't want to ruin it in case you ever want to read it. I enjoyed it. It's good.
No.
It's a 4.5 on Goodreads. It gets like a lot of love. It got a bit long-winded for me at times. You know, I'm saying it's lyrical. It really was lyrical. Like some of the chapters are mostly just him describing things. I got a bit over it. I mean, like coming off the back of like, you know, the ones behind me, you know, like coming off the back of Lightbringer where it's like go, 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 go constantly and it's hitting you over the head with the pace of it. It did get a little bit like flowery for me at times. But like I enjoyed the like I enjoyed the direction of the story and where it got to. I think it just could have got there a bit quicker. You know?
Yeah, I mean, like, I think Red Rising is pretty unique.
Yeah, I
Not a lot of
completely agree.
and it has a cost. It does have a cost, I think.
You
But
think?
but
An emotional cost?
well, no, there no, I just think it has a cost, like, and it's not like a I guess it is a criticism, but I really like it. I think the cost is like you have like every it's a 7-book series, but like really or 8, whatever it's gonna be, I forget. 7.
7.
Um, every book there's like a kind of a new set of characters that have really not been hinted at before.
Mm,
And
mm.
it's because like he's moving so fast, there's not really room for subtlety in that. Like there's a bit
Kidding,
of it.
dude.
There's just enough for me to like forget about it, but it's not like the traditional epic series that have these like things where you go back and you're like, oh wow, this was seeded like 3 books ago.
There's not many people who last the who last the course in those books. This is good though. This is good.
Well, part of it is probably you're right. He's killing a lot of people, but
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah. I think you'd like Empire of Silence. I think you should give it a go if you ever fancy another big ass tome. There were a lot of things so obviously, like, you know, like yourself, I'm trying to write my own book, and in the beginning, I was thinking there's a lot of stuff I could take from this because it's a different angle to how I was writing in the first place. But I think what it's really taught me is sometimes you can just enjoy a piece of literature for being different. And I might have a character who has similar traits to the main character in this at some point, you know, and is quite lyrical or, you know, flowery explanations of things that go on for quite a long time, but that just isn't how I write. And I really liked how he described certain things. Like there's a description of one of his like teachers, and it's pretty much half the freaking chapter, but it's really beautifully done, and it gives you this like feel of how old and how wizened this guy is in a way that's almost impossible to capture. That's just not how I write. So, like, it was really nice, but it was sort of almost distracting because I was trying to be like, "Oh, I like how he writes this, but I don't know how I could work it into my writing." I think I'm just gonna not. You know, I'm good. I don't need to. I don't need to take everything to heart.
yeah, that's fair. I'm listening to the second book of the Name of the Wind on audiobook because I have to use my Audible credits,
Mm,
and like they were piling up. I was like, I gotta fucking use these. And he writes that way, super.
there is a little bit of that in there.
Super it's very much like what's the word? Just like descriptive and like very literary in the way he writes. It's not like to the point. Or it's like the opposite of Ernest Hemingway. You know,
Okay.
who's just like there was a river, we crossed it.
Yeah.
You know? Like
I think I need to be that guy. I think I wanna be that guy. I think you'd like the show. I think you should give it a go. Maybe when you're on holiday or something, check it out. Good. I actually really like the cover.
yeah, I
It's very cool.
think I saw an Instagram video on it.
Yeah, I think you will. I mean, like, it's, like, one of those things where Goodreads will recommend it if you like Red Rising, et cetera. It's decent. The other thing we actually did this week, I mentioned to you before we started recording, was we went to the cinema, and so I hadn't realized the new Guillermo del Toro Frankenstein movie is actually a Netflix movie. So that's why we couldn't find it at the cinema for us to talk about it. It actually came directly to Netflix, except for a very limited theater release, and it was on at the Ritz in Randwick. So we've talked about this on the show before. I love like that. That's the cinema experience to me. Like it is old school. The carpets smell like popcorn. It's a beautiful location, beautiful venue. Outside looks like it's like Hollywood outside. I just adore it. It's so beautiful. It's like Regan would call it his place of peace. That's what it feels to me like whenever I go in there. It's just got that vibe to it. And yeah, I found out that they were playing Frankenstein there for like a very limited run. I think it was like 2 weeks or something tops. And they'll also be playing Wake Up Dead Man, the Knives Out film when it comes out. So I'll be doing that too.
Nice.
This good fucking film. Really good film.
So
In
it's
fact,
on
I would have.
Netflix.
It is on Netflix. It's on Netflix now. You could go away and watch it right now, I think. I think it came out on
You
the
had
7th.
you had me searching every theater in London. I was like, "What the fuck is
I
going on?
didn't
This
I
thing
didn't know
doesn't
it was a
exist."
Netflix movie until I was in there. I didn't know it was a Netflix movie until the Netflix logo came up on screen in the cinema, and I was like, "Oh shit, this is full those guys." But it was definitely Guillermo del Toro movie. He held no punches. The only minor criticism I have of it, I mean, it is the classic Frankenstein story, pretty much. Like,
Yeah,
obviously, haven't read the original Mary Shelley version. I think there's differences to the ending of it, in terms of Frankenstein and the monsters end trajectory point, how they end emotionally. But in terms of the story, man, it's amazing. I think Christopher Waltz, the new character added into it. It's it's a gooey film. I don't know how else to describe it. It like everything about it. There's a bit when Frankenstein, Victor Frankenstein, is next to an explosion, and there's a bit which is so grim, and I was just literally like, oh my god, I can't believe he fucking showed
gruesome.
that. Gruesome enough. I'm gonna say gooey because that's the word that came to mind first. I'm very tired, Dre.
Right.
But it was it's good. Really good cast. Jacob Elordi's great as the titular monster. He is the monster. My only minor criticism I would say of that would be that he doesn't look like a dude who's been patched together. And I know that's not an easy thing to create. He just looks like Jacob Elordi with like as if he was. Do you remember that Gotye video that somebody that I used to know, and he's just like got bits
Maybe.
drawn on him, like a purple rectangle and then a grey bit. Like that's what it looks like. Fucking
Pretty
hell.
important,
That's
that part.
it's a weird reference. Yeah, he's very good though. Like he's quite hulking as that character. I didn't realize Jacob Elordi was 12 foot
Big
tall.
boy. Yeah, he's a big
He's
boy.
a
Big
giant
boy.
person. But yeah, everyone's good in it. I really like the addition of Christoph Waltz. He's great in everything. Interesting character. I really liked how he captured Victor Frankenstein's bitterness at the world. Yeah, there's a lot of that right from the get-go, and it's good. It's like a really fun movie. If we'd have planned ahead a little bit, slash that hadn't come out after fucking Halloween, we could have done it for a Halloween episode, if we didn't do it this year.
I thought it for some reason I thought it came out on Christmas, but we can do it for another week. I'm actually really excited to see that movie. I was
It's
down to see
good.
it. I literally looked at like
Yeah.
4 different theaters and it wasn't there. And I did multiple Google searches and nothing said like, "Oh, Netflix," like, you know what I mean? Like really all the technology failed me there.
Didn't for me either. And I only
Yeah.
found out because I signed up to the Ritz's, like, email blasts or whatever, and I get them, like, every other week, and
God,
one
you
of them was
read
like,
those?
"Oh, we've got Frankenstein." No, but it said it had Frankenstein. I was like, "Fuck yeah, I wanna see that." I'll be seeing Glass Onion there as well. I'll definitely be seeing, Dead Man, whatever it's called. Wake Up Dead Man when it goes there too. Yeah, guys, if there's anything we haven't talked about that you suggest, please feel free to. Send us memes, send us news, send us reviews. You find us at Podcast Assemble, the Podcast Assemble, at gmail.com. I can say these things. Yeah, we love it when you do. Please let us know what you've been up to and if there's anything you'd recommend us watch. DL, do you want to preface our main topic this week?
It's the main topic theme.
Yeah, our main topic this week is Predator Badlands. You know, directed by who directed this piece of shit?
Dan
Dan,
Trachtenberg.
which actually he did all of the other ones, didn't he?
He has been involved in a lot of them. He did Prey, which was a good one that we both enjoyed. I think he did 10 Cloverfield Lane. But interestingly, one of the writers on this, and I think you'll now realize why this movie is as it is a guy called Jim Thomas, and he has been a writer on all of the Predator movies after Predator 1 and 2. So you name it, the bad ones, he's done them. The good ones, he's done them. But he is also one of the writers from Wild Wild West. So I think that tells you absolutely everything you need to know.
People seem to like this movie.
It's getting our reviews. Do you have a stupid plot summary for it?
Of course I do. Of course I do. The story of Babe the Pig, set in the Predator universe. The rest of the litter achieves greatness.
That's so true.
Spoilers. Yeah.
Mine is just daddy issues in a buddy movie setting quickly devolves into Home Alone.
Home Alone.
It's got a little bit of that in there at the end. How it evolves.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah.
This doesn't have a huge cast, man. Like, this has only got Elle Fanning, really, who plays both Tia and Tessa. Demetrius Schuster Colamantaji, who plays Deck. It's not a lot of people in this film. There's obviously other people, but they're the two main ones. Deck is the titular predator, I would say, in this. What happens in this? Like, what's the vague outline of the story?
Yeah, I mean, we're set up to a very, very troubling family dynamic at the start. I would argue,
to put it lightly,
it's a tough power struggle in this family, whereby
certainly
the older brother is really just trying to toughen up his younger brother with some family tough love in the form of like literally almost killing him. That's how it opens.
Isn't that how it always happens?
Yeah, because it's like
when
that. Have you seen that video where the two brothers are playing ping pong, and one of them throws, like, he loses the point, and he throws the paddle, like tomahawks him, and gets the older brother in the face, and it's just like,
so good.
What's coming next? Like, he just throws, it comes at him.
My favorite's the memes where it's like when you accidentally actually hurt your brother and they're about to run to like mom or something, like, no, you're all right, no, it's all right, sorry, I didn't mean to. You're fine. That's literally mine and my brother's like entire childhood growing up.
It's like that with plasma swords.
Yeah. He's the runt of the litter, and it's effectively, would you say it's an underdog story that brings new dimensions to the Predator universe?
I guess if you wanted to TLDR, it is a underdog story that gives you a different angle on the culture of predators, or however you call them.
Yes. Bill Cosby not in this movie. That's a joke that's going to come up too many times. It sort of puts him up front and center of this and kind of changes the perspective on predators, kind of makes them become the central character, or you could almost call hero of this film right from the get-go. And this was what you were in my friend of the show co-host thing. The first thing I heard in this, when they called them the Yautja, which is what the predator apparently called, I heard Yumcha. So the whole film I was just hungry for delicious, succulent Chinese meal.
A succulent Chinese meal. Oh, that's a nice headlock, sir.
Succulent Chinese meal.
It's just the whole time I couldn't think of anything else. I was just like, it's Yumcha to me now.
What are the charges? Yeah, no, dude. I had a
Get your hand off my penis.
Get your hand off my penis! This is the bloke who got me on the penis before.
Yeah, this is a deep cut for those that don't know. What are the charges?
If anyone doesn't know this, this would be the weirdest part.
Chinese meal.
He's hilarious, that guy. He's apparently like
I think he died recently,
literally,
didn't he?
I don't know. He's announced he's like I have never been a thief, and then we'll go and talk to all the things he stole and be like, but I'm not a thief. And you're like, dude, you just told us all the shit you stole.
Yeah, gotta love.
Hilarious guy. Hilarious guy.
Gentlemen, this is Democracy Manifest.
I got to ask you the question before we move on. Obviously, this film doesn't have any humans in it. Actually, thinking about it, it does have a bunch of humanoid synths, which are directly out of the Alien franchise. If you could remake this movie where everyone is exactly as is, sorry, that's the wrong way around. You keep one person exactly as is, and everyone else is a Muppet. Which do you keep as they are?
I think there's not that many characters. I think it would be quite funny if that big thing they're hunting was the only big thing, and it's just killing a bunch of Muppets.
Just destroy cleaning house.
I think it would be pretty funny if just the Muppets got what was the Karthik or whatever they called it? I don't know.
I'm just trying to find
It's
it
the
now. I've got
main
it written
predator
down
that
somewhere.
he's trying to find. It's the main thing he's like
The
hunting.
prey.
Predator. Yeah.
Oh, I've got this written down
It's his
somewhere.
prey.
I actually think it would be I mean, like, I'm gonna flip that, and I don't know if this is. I mean, so Bud, the little
Yes,
kid-friendly
totally
side, yeah,
Yeah.
side character who they follows them around. Like, even the Predator's a Muppet, and that's the only thing that remains as is. I think that would be hilarious.
Basically looks like a Muppet already.
So weird. Yeah, I mean, he kind of does. He's got the big eyes.
I just think seeing this massive fucking monster just tearing up Muppets would be. I'd find it enjoyable.
I'm trying to find its bloody name. Anyway, calling out top, right? And I tend to do this when a movie isn't great, in my humble opinion. I was kind of bored in this. I'm not going to lie to you. I think the thing that got me was I couldn't take it seriously. You know, like, to me, the Predator, like, the best bit about the Predator is the unknowingness of it. The fact that, you know, they're almost like these silent killers, and there's no, like, I don't want to know the Predator's backstory. I don't want to know their home planet. I don't want to know all this stuff. Like, it's compelling because you don't know, in the same way like the Joker is almost. And then when you put, like, all these layers on it, and I learn about their dad and their brother and their fucking tribe. I'm like, that's not interesting to me. That's not why I want to see a Predator movie. So I guess my questions to you.
I actually didn't mind that part. Yeah.
Go. Right, tell me, please. Like,
I didn't
contradict me.
mind the start. I thought that was like cool. It just becomes, but I think to your point, like having humanizing this run to the litter predator, like that's like, do I care that much about that? What does that do to like the broader like vibe of Predators? Like, meh.
Right.
Meh.
Right.
But I did like the insight into like how they're run, and I just didn't need him to become like a, how they're
what are they, a Fortune 500 company?
No, how their clans work, I guess. Whatever you.
Yeah. Nah, I didn't. I mean, a lot of that's more fun when it's ambiguous.
Yeah, I didn't need that like Cuddly Bear story of like, I think it could have been still, this guy just can't change because he's a product. I don't know, but
completely agree. Completely agree. So I just put 3 very quick questions, and you can rapid fire them. Like, 1, was it compelling? 1, was it entertaining? And 2, would you see this if it wasn't for this podcast?
1, was it compelling? I thought the start was interesting.
Okay.
The start was like a really compelling. I really liked the first 2 minutes or 5 minutes of the movie.
we see. I didn't, because this starts on a fight between Deck and his brother, whose name I've not written down, and I couldn't see any of it. I couldn't understand what I was watching. It was just darkness with 2 CGI goo monsters like flailing around each other. It could have been a goo monster orgy for all I knew. It looked fucking terrible, and I'm sitting there going like, this is not compelling to me.
I'm gonna jump to your third thing. Would I pay for it? I did not. Come get me, Federal Bureau of. I found a torrent, or I found a free version.
You changed the question, but I'll take it.
Yeah, I'm just putting it so like I did not pay for it because this plays into answering that first question.
Would you have watched it if it wasn't for the pod?
Yeah, I watched it for the pod and I didn't pay for it. I did it just for the content. And I found the first bit compelling because I think my version was such bad quality, but also super bright because it was like, clearly, So like I could actually see a bit more of what was going on in that scenario.
God, that's annoying.
And an additive quality was that it was in Japanese. So that added some vibe, It was like samurai
sick
predators, like talking about how your honor is not ready, like you're not ready to take the mantle, all sorts. It just added some, an element with that Japanese.
I really want to see that now. That sounds epic.
Yeah, it was better for that. And I forget what the second one was. I entertained as I caught up on work. Yeah, I was moderately entertained for the first half. I enjoyed how crazy the planet was. Like the fact that everything tried to kill you there was kind of a cool little.
That's literally, like I often do it. I often bring a point around, what worked in this for me. And like, I really like the idea of creative people just being creative and being able to come up with all these weird fucking plants and, you know, inhabitants for a new planet. Like, one of the things that's on there is the grass is literally made of razors. That is such an interesting concept. Like, it has had to adapt to that environment, and then everything around it has adapted too. So you see like how the creatures there have adapted to that too. The tree monster, the very first thing he has to fight when he arrives on the planet, is sick. I find that really interesting. Just like, what was it? Where were those branches coming from? You know, like that stuff was really interesting. And for a minute, I was kind of like, oh, is this like a Kong Skung Island deal? Are they all just like
Kind of.
giant versions of? Well, I wondered that. Are they all just giant versions of things we know? But then when you start seeing like the thing he tries to kill to eat, uh, I have no idea what it's called, but he ends up like chopping it down the middle or whatever, which is actually pretty fun. You can tell they're not. 'Cause it's got like a horn on the front that opens up, and all. That's in the trailer. You've all seen it. But that's the thing I like. You know, creative people have been allowed to be creative and build these fantastical worlds. One thing I will suggest to you, if you like that about this film, there's a show you can find. I think it's on Amazon now. It started on Netflix. I think it's now gone to Amazon. They did a season on Netflix, and I think they've done a second season on Amazon. It's called Scavenger's Reign. It's animated, but it's kind of animated with this, like, I wanna say it's got, like, an '80s vibe to it in terms of the animation style, but it is one of the most creative shows I've ever seen in terms of the world. Like, they land on this world. I honestly didn't even get far enough in to really know what was going on because we actually moved house when I started to watch it, and it just fell off my list. But it is I just remember everything in that just being so unique. It's like someone went on, like, a Joe Rogan style acid trip, and this is what they came up with. It's phenomenal. It's highly rated. I think I spotted it on it came up on some Instagram algorithm or something, and phenomenal, really phenomenal. One question to you, though, about that is, in this interesting, cool world, I would say probably 90% of this is CG, more, 95% of this is
Yeah,
CGI.
yeah, I would think so.
Would some at least some of it be cooler if they could have made some practical elements of this?
You know, in my grainy feed kind of helps with the CGI. Like I couldn't really tell if it's good or bad. And I think that's also why I'm like not as down on this movie as you maybe because I didn't pay to go see it, you know?
Sure.
Um,
I paid $30 to see this piece of shit.
yeah, I was kind of just like, well, it is what it is. I'm not bitter.
That's
Um,
that's totally fair. That's totally fair. But would you have seen it for if it wasn't for this podcast?
no, none of these franchise movies. You know, there's very few.
Yeah.
Maybe Jurassic Park
Yeah.
is the one that I would keep seeing just because also my
That's
wife really loves it.
interesting.
And I'm just waiting for them to one day decide to make dinosaurs look the way they're supposed to look. And they never do.
They will. They will one day, and there will be a good one again one day. There absolutely will be. I promise you. It's coming.
It needs to be a full like reboot.
We've talked about this. We've absolutely talked. I think one thing that and you say you like this more than me, and that's, you know, like, cool. The thing that really turned me off this was turning a historic villain, and movies are trying to do this way too often now, and it pisses me off every time. Turning a historic villain into like the good guy of the piece. Why can't bad guys just be bad guys? Like, I don't need every single one to turn into the good guy at some point. Like the thing we were talking about, the unknowable nature of him, just phenomenal. The mystique is great. There was an interesting quote from Dan Trachtenberg who said he had obviously previously described Dex as a runt of the litter, adding, he is a thing of few words. He's pretty blunt. He cuts straight to the point, literally and figuratively. He also said the decision to flip the script somewhat by making the lethal alien hunters into the movie's heroes. He said, that feels like a big idea, not just within the Predator, but in sci-fi generally. Why? Why does it have to be? Like, why can't some things just stay as the bad guys, DL? I don't understand.
Yeah, look, I don't mind like flipping the perspective, but like it needs to still stay true to everything you know. I think about
This
like
felt like
the,
it shit on everything that Predator's done before.
yeah. I think the big moment where like there's a couple at the end, and I won't do spoilers, but I think you can just make it not as like bow on it. We're a found family kind of thing. The choice for him to show some level of empathy can be a smaller choice, you know, that just saves the life of one thing. It doesn't have to be this, you know, parade of we've changed our entire way of living. And
Right.
I think that would have probably felt like you get the perspective, you're rooting for this thing, even though you know it's probably a psychopathic killing machine, and
Which
you
it
still
is.
get that. Yeah, you still get that catharsis of like, okay, he's changed a little bit, like, or at least he's conceded this one time, as opposed
There
to
were too many
which
concessions
is
in terms of character and plot.
yeah,
Mm,
yeah, Homeward
completely
Bound
agree.
celebration of Babe the pig.
I mean, we'll talk about the other characters in a moment, but interestingly, I wasn't ever really bored in this. Like, there was no point when I was watching it when I was like, I mean,
Towards the end,
yeah. So there's a little bit at the end, but in hindsight, like having watched the movie, all of this stuff has come to me afterwards in terms of my feelings about how to change the predator law, how we've learned all this stuff about it. At the time, like it was entertaining enough. I wasn't at any point like this is crap. This is moving so slowly. I'm bored. It was like it was perfectly perfectly good swill. You know, sometimes you just want to eat shit, and this is what that was.
yeah, yeah, I didn't know. I think overall it was, yeah. I've seen worse franchise movies.
That is a very good point. So have I. I did quite like the okay. I'm mixed on the Elle Fanning character. How did you feel about?
That whatever. Basically, just a jock off alien. The coolest parts of this movie were like the creative way they create, like the world around, like this ecosystem of predators,
Mm,
predators on
mm,
predators, and him
mm,
kind of dealing with that. And it makes me wonder,
yeah.
like, how this other predator in Prey couldn't barely deal with a grizzly bear. Because I'm like, if the run of the litter is gonna survive this shit, dude.
Well,
But no,
yeah,
I thought it was a bit tired.
yeah. It did
Yeah,
feel a bit cliche at times. To be fair, it was. So we haven't really talked about how they got here. So Deck is effectively the runs the litter, and he is fired off world when his brother takes a hit for him, and ends up. He basically decides he
his
wants to
dad
go on
wants to
this
kill
hunt.
him.
He
Yeah,
wants
his
to go on
dad
this
wants
hunt
to
to
kill
prove
him, pull him.
himself.
Yeah.
Right, right. And he ends up on this world and he bumps into a synth who is called, is it Tia or Tessa? It's Tia, isn't it? He bumps into a synth called Tia and she is literally legless. And she comes on this journey. She's like an exposition machine the whole way through. And I found that a bit frustrating. That's sort of pandering to that Netflix audience where you're dual screening the whole time.
Yeah, I think it's she just was like her personality was fine, I guess, but that whole like story,
Really? Really? That quippiness?
the
Again?
creepiness, I don't love it, but it wasn't the worst thing. It's just it's more just that trope. Like I'm tired. Like someone needs to do something different with that trope of like
Mm,
synth future alien research. Like there's got to be more that it needs to be upended somehow. Like everybody uses it, and it was basically like a muddled like reduced
yeah.
alien, synthetic trope from like
And
literally
I
Alien
don't know why
movie.
yeah, I don't know why it couldn't be a serious story, like, this could have just been a serious movie, but then you had to have the quippy bits thrown in. Even bloody Deck makes a joke at one point. You're like, "Really? Really? You're doing that? You're doing that?" I quite like the dual role, though. I kinda liked I don't know if this is spoilers, it might not be. The Tessa character who is sort of like the opposite of Tia in many ways. I kinda liked her getting to flex her range in this and be
Mm,
two different characters in one. I kind of enjoyed that. That was a nice twist.
yeah, I just didn't understand the premise of having like the exact same thing but like different. I don't know.
Yeah. That
Although maybe
seems to
there's
be
something there. It's
unnecessary.
like you need to like specialize at something to be really good at it, and they
Did
create
Tia
versions.
specialize at being fucking annoying?
Yeah,
Like
well, could be.
like, if you okay, alright, I'm gonna stop this a minute 'cause it's a silly Predator film, and why are we getting this deep into it? But, like, if you are creating a synth whose entire job is to go to a planet, get a specimen of some description of which you need to be incredibly strong for, you need to be incredibly intelligent to capture, you need to have thought through everything and understand the terrain. Why on earth would you make it so annoying? It wouldn't speak, it would just be a silent fucking killer. Is
Yeah,
that why they've made it that in this film? Because that were just 2 silent killers the whole time?
it'd be a very silent movie.
Yeah,
Um,
I'm fine with that.
I think they did explain why. It was like they needed like another version of like they needed another version of the synth that could be empathetic to like get things to do, like the carrot versus the stick. That was their excuse.
Sure.
Didn't really work given where we found her.
No.
Like, she's introduced with no legs, crucified on like this crazy
Literally.
tree thing. So
Literally.
I think they need to rethink the strategy.
What did you think of the monster design then? Because that was kind of almost one of the monsters that she was pretty much crucified. And I don't know if it was a monster or if it was just the flora because I quite liked like the different flora ideas and stuff too.
Yeah.
Like there was a lot of creativity in that. Did you like those?
That was kind of the best part of the movie, was just how
Yeah.
creative they were with that stuff.
Yeah, I really like those razor grasses. I thought they were really phenomenal. I didn't love any of the action in this. It's sort of all just that weightless CGI. It just every time I see that, it just makes me think of Blade 2. You ever see that film?
A long time ago.
It was at the juncture of when CGI was just looked almost good enough that you were like, "Oh yeah, that looks cool," but they hadn't quite got any of the rest of it right. So like Blade and this dude are jumping around and
I feel like that's like Matrix 2.
look very similar vibes.
Like that level CIA, CGI.
CIA? Where are you going with this?
Deep cut.
The Black Ops. You got anything to say about this before we go into a bit of trivia? Trivia true or false? That's way too early. Tones and themes.
I mean, found family. I don't even know if we need to do that section. No, I'm good. I don't have much more to say about it, man. It's
There's a bit of hypermasculinity in there as well.
yeah,
Toxic,
with
even
Daddy-o.
you might say. Yeah. Judging a book by its cover.
Gonna judge the Predator clan's culture. Kill or be killed, brother.
I'm no racist, man. I want them to be predators.
I don't know if it's maybe it's racist, culturist.
We're back to Jared Leto already.
Yeah, well, that's sex predator.
I mean, same, but different. Who would have guessed?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. What are your 3 best and 3 worst for this then?
I liked the Japanese dub. I liked the.
I wish I'd
did-
had that now.
I did enjoy the surrounding ecosystem, that the world they built of the Badlands. Although I don't know if they ever explained why it was called the Badlands. That's a different question. 3, look, I didn't mind the culture they gave us an insight into with the Predators, but they overshot that, which is leading into the worst, right? I'll let you give your 3 best.
Oh, I only had one. I only had the creativity of the world, which wasn't really that creative either. Go and watch that that show I was talking about before. What was it called? Something Rain. It's gone from my brain.
Cool.
What did I
3 worst.
What did I say it was called? You read it. You wrote it down. Scavenger's Rain. 3 worst. I have the paint by numbers storytelling, the cringy quippiness, and the changing of the Predator being like a sympathetic character. I'm just so happy they haven't gone and made like a good movie into something like this. Imagine they made the shark in Jaws into like the protagonist. like, what the fuck are you doing with this character? And they made plenty of bad Jaws movies. I know that.
How the fuck would you do that though? That'd be an interesting task.
How did they turn this silent killer into this absolute wuss? I don't understand it. What are your worst?
I guess like the tropiness of the AI story or the robot story. The long-winded ending. There was like a lot of this is the end battle kind of style stuff that you get in these franchise movies where it's like there's 3 left and you thought the last one was the last one.
That's how JRPGs work, man.
Yeah, and then probably just like the too cutesy ending.
Yep, I agree. It wrapped it up in too nice a bow for me. I was like, okay.
Yeah.
All right. Guess for me then the current IMDb score for this.
I think I saw it, unfortunately. It's 7.4, 7.5?
7.6.
Oh, wow.
Which is
way better than
surprisingly
Prey.
high.
Prey was 7.1.
Yeah.
And I thought Prey was a better movie.
Prey was so much better. Well, guess what the Rotten Tomatoes score is. You're never gonna get this.
84.
85. How did you get that?
I don't know.
How did you get?
Randomly.
I would have gone so low on this. I'd have been like 63.
Yeah, but Rotten Tomatoes is always higher. So it's literally never lower than IMDb. So I've got some principles when I do these guesses.
That's interesting. Yeah. Okay. All right. What's then the Letterboxd score, which is always 3.6, but never 3.6?
That one's 3.6.
It is exactly 3.6.
Like such 3.6.
Like
for sure.
Like, that is exactly how I feel about this movie. This is like
honestly, I would put it lower, but yeah.
Interesting. Well, that leads nicely into our next question, which is our rating system, which is this better or worse than the most bang average movie, the most 3.6 movie you could possibly think of, which is Aquaman 2018, and why? What do you reckon?
I think giving Aquaman a 3.6 is too generous. This is better than Aquaman.
No, it's fucking not. No, it is fucking not.
It is.
I would rather watch Aquaman than this.
You need to watch the Japanese cut, dude.
Well, that's what I need. I
That's
clearly
what you're missing. You're missing the
I need the Yakuza cut.
the Yakuza, the dub.
That's what I need.
Where it's just like fucking what is his name?
Deck? Crap
Yeah,
name.
but it sounds way
Deck.
cooler with the Japanese accent. I'm not gonna do it.
Deck.
I haven't
Sun
done that
Deck.
yet.
I love that.
Excellent.
It's too early for you. Not yet, anyway. Not yet. All right. We're gonna do a bit of spoilers, bit of big time spoiler time. Don't know why I did jazz hands then for some reason.
Not a lot of spoilers in this movie.
I guess the main one, like it starts kind of early. We talked around this, but not to the point. You know, his brother was called Quay, in case you didn't know. His brother Quay sacrifices himself so that Deck can have the chance to prove himself due to clan. So instead of killing Deck, he is killed by their father and sends Deck off to this Badlands world to fight this crazy ass monster, which is apparently unkillable. And then somehow they kill it at the end. I didn't really get that.
Yeah.
Is that just me?
Was it like no? They didn't kill it. They brought it along, didn't they? Oh no, they did.
No, they did because they froze it and it exploded. Which I was like, well, that makes fucking sense. But then we're getting ahead of ourselves. Well-Yutani there again. We sort of touched on it a minute ago. So just deepening the Alien and Predator franchises links a lot more. What did you think of that? Did you care?
Was that the company?
Yeah. So the company that all Alien movies are around is the Weyland-Yutani company.
Yeah, I mean, makes sense. I don't hate it. I don't love it. Why wouldn't they do it?
Just there.
It makes that like it's like somebody in Hollywood's like, yeah, throw that in. Sure.
Well, there's yeah. I mean, I think they've just sort of linked those franchises now, and it's like they're inseparable. Never shall the twine be.
Yeah, but I think they have like the slop version, which is like the
This.
slop version is anything that's with Predator and Alien or Predator, and then the
Mm.
core Alien franchise they try and keep the same tone and have it be separate while maintaining. They're trying to get the best of
100% agree.
both worlds, and maybe it's working. I don't know
100%
what
agree.
did this do. This probably did way more than one battle after another and the next or whatever, which apparently flopped at the box office.
Well, that made it. That made. I think that was Paul Thomas Anderson's biggest grossing movie. I think it almost broke average. So I don't think this is going to do well at the cinemas, man. It got like my cinema. There was like 6 people in there. It was bad. Like it was real depressing. But in there, I was like, oh god. I actually went solo for this. My beautiful partner was like, nah, I'm good. I was like,
Couldn't do it. That's why
probably right.
I found the stream. I could not bring myself to do it. It was like my Saturday. I'm like, am I really gonna go sit alone midday in a theater and watch this movie? Like, I couldn't do it. So,
I guess then the sort of the core like driving theme force of this is that Deck renounces the solitude of the ways of his tribe, and there's a bit when he's like, I'm so frustrated by this movie. She says to him like, the wolf is the alpha and he looks after the pack or something. And my brain couldn't stop thinking about fucking Alan from The Hangover, where he's like, we're a wolf pack. Cut yourself. What is this fucking movie about? It was such nonsense. I guess the Kalisk, which is the thing we've got the name of, it did get caught in the end. Yeah.
Well, they murdered the mom. Wouldn't the guy be pissed?
You think so?
Instead, he bands up. That's another spoiler. The weird little monkey thing is actually a baby Kalisk.
Yeah, and he becomes part of the tribe, which...
Yeah, so he didn't really care that they murdered his mom.
Well, I don't think he did. I think the synth did. He didn't she like explode out of his stomach? There's a big action scene at the end where the Predator goes all Predator.
He was like, I'm gonna come here and kill this thing. And he pretty much till the end was trying to do it.
Well, one of my favorite bits was he chops the Kalisk's head off. This is Deck. Chops the Kalisk's head off and then stands and watches as the thing regrows together. Why wouldn't you just like hack at it again and just run away with the head? Surely there's a distance that can get across. Like surely it's not going to go across 2 miles to reconnect.
I agree. You know,
surely it's like the Deadpool
run,
thing.
dude.
Like,
he's not thinking. He's not thinking. Didn't have enough brain cells. I don't know.
But he just stood and watches it. He just stands and watches. I'm literally like,
that's pretty shocking, dude. If you got your head cut off and then like suddenly your head like came back and grew back on, I'd be pretty without words.
That. Nah, Nah, if this was Highlander, right? If this was fucking Highlander and you were stood across from me and you chopped my head off and it was about to stick back on, that's not how it works. I realize that Highlander's very different. But if it was like a case of
Merging
like it was
universes,
gonna
yeah.
regrow, I would just be like, nah, I'm gone. See you later. I'm not gonna stand around and watch it regrow.
You just run and catch the next subway
Yeah.
tube out.
You're right. You're not having this shit back.
Yeah. Okay, well,
it's like,
you know,
has that guy got an arm? Yeah, I've got an arm. Of course I have. This fucking Highlanders. Yeah, so Wayland Yutani caption. It turns out that good guy, Tia's twin, whatever she is, Tessa, is actually a bad guy. Who would have guessed?
shocker. It's not like I've seen this story before from this very same company.
Funny that, isn't it?
5 different times.
Disney.
Literally,
Right.
why do they still make these movies? I don't know.
know.
I don't know. I couldn't tell you. Sorry, I'm answering my own questions. Yeah.
I don't know. It's
Yeah,
so
that part-
anyway, they kill her. Cool. Who
Does she-
cares?
can
I
she even
I
die?
did kind of like the action scene where Predator did his Predator thing, Deck did the Predator thing, and it was almost like watching Predator 2, whereas in New York, and he's using all of the Weyland-Yutani stuff to like hide himself and set the little bombs up. Like when he went Home Alone, he was finding things from the environment he could use, like the shards of grass to kill stuff, and I kind of enjoyed that. That was fun.
It's a nice little nod.
Well, I mean, he goes back and kills his dad as well, which is the end of the film. Which, yeah, I guess that happens.
Well, are we gonna have like no more predators now? Like, is he just gonna, where does this franchise go from here? He's killed.
I hope this version of the franchise goes literally nowhere. It's terrible. No, but like there's in like
It's canon.
what would in any post credits film it would have been a post credit scene. Like there's a bit where his mother then arrives and it's like a spaceship comes down and he's like, and Tia's like, "What is that?" And he's like, "Oh, it's my mother." As if
Yeah.
is his mother going to be more terrifying than the father? Like how the guy was. That was the thing I didn't understand, right? Like I get it, he's gone away and had one badass experience where he can, he's killed a bunch of stuff and
Yeah.
synths and whatnot, but like his dad's been doing this for like how many years? It's his dad. So surely the dad predator would just be like, "That's cute. You killed one thing. Slap him and put him back in his place." No?
I mean, you'd think so. You really would.
I mean,
Well, I forget how he
it's,
died. Didn't something else kill him? It wasn't just.
no, he killed. So they had like a one-on-one battle at the end, and he was using his force powers to see where he was, even though he has a visibility cloak on, and just chopped his head off.
Oh,
Stabbed him. One or the
that's
other.
pretty lame.
Didn't he do the same thing that he did to his brother? I'm sure he caught him in the I don't know, the laser net thing, whatever the hell it is.
Yeah.
That's actually one thing I did enjoy about this film. At the very beginning, Deck gets off his crashed plane or airship and has a bunch of like the Predator weapons, and he's doing his like thing where it's like checking. He's got his staff that pings out, and he's got his thing that comes up and spins around.
Yeah.
He's got all his gadgets, and then immediately they all start getting stolen by the forest. I actually
By the
really
fo-
like that because it kind of took him down to like base zero. I was like, oh, actually, that's a cool.
With a big tree.
That's like when like when you play a video game and like you go from like I don't know, The Witcher 1 to Witcher 2, and suddenly you don't have all of your gear, and you're like, why wouldn't I be able to do all the spells I did in the last game or have all the cool swords I had? I don't understand. It's like a nice way to do that almost. You know what I mean? Like brings him down to without it feeling
Yeah.
too contrite. It was a video game. It was a fetch quest. Fetch quest video game was what this was.
Most of these movies are.
Very good point. Do you have anything else to say about it?
No, I'm dry. The powder's dry.
I am done.
There's not much left in the tank here.
It's it is a movie. All right, let me do a bit of trivia trifles. You want a bit of trivia trifles? You want to look at this?
Yeah, let's hear it.
Trivia trifles. In an interview with IGN, Dan Trachtenberg, the director, said, "We would love to see an Uncharted or Assassin's Creed style Predator video game in an open world." Is that true or is that false?
Is Uncharted I didn't know that Uncharted was an open world game.
It's not really open world. I think he means Assassin's Creed.
Yeah, that could be cool. Where you're just like
I think it would be
hunting
pretty cool.
big animals. It's basically just like The Witcher, but Predator. Yeah, that could be
I would
cool.
way prefer if it was just like Predator 2 where they were just in New York. That would be way cooler. Yeah, that is true. He said he hopes it might one day happen. He wrote apparently wrote 3 scripts. One was the Killer of Killers, which was the animated one that came out. He had the idea for this, and he's got a third idea. Hopefully, we never see that third idea. Okay, trivia false DL. The original idea for this film included the return of Arnold Schwarzenegger's Dutch from the original Predator movie as a grizzled veteran who was being used by the Utah as the ultimate prey on an alien planet. But Arnold Schwarzenegger turned down the project. Is that true or is that false?
False.
Seems like it was Deck was going to go and fight Dutch on an alien planet or something by the sounds of this.
Yeah, well, I'm saying false. So is it true then?
Yes, you are right because I made that one up. That was your trivia. That was your made up one.
Sounds just crazy enough to be Hollywood, but no, didn't buy it.
They do like bringing back an old star. Okay, trivia, true or trivia, false DL. In the Predator's spaceship, there was a mini trophy room which included a harvester skull, which is one of the aliens from Independence Day 1996. Is that true or is that false?
That'd be cool. True. Because I want it to be.
It is true. You can actually see one. You know
Yeah.
when he goes in to get his weapons and stuff, and there's the wall of
Yeah, yeah.
skulls. There's definitely one on there.
That was very dark on my torrented copy, so I didn't really know what was going on there.
You couldn't see what it was? Okay, yeah, okay, cool. So some bits were really bright and some bits were really dark.
Wall. I was like, the door, I couldn't really tell. Yeah. So
All bits were in a Japanese.
correct.
All right. Director, the trivia false. Director Dan Trachtenberg. Wow, I'm really fading at this point. Director Dan Trachtenberg cited the works of Frank Frazetta and Terrence Malick, the films Shane and Mad Max 2, as his influences for the movie. Is that true or is that false?
I'm going to say false.
It is true. He also included Conan the Barbarian, The Book of Eli, Westerns by Clint Eastwood, comic book character Drax the Destroyer, and the video game Shadow of the Colossus. So, muddled. A muddled set of things that were
pretty cool things. Yeah, all very cool.
Yeah, they're all cool independently. I'm not sure how they managed to come to this, but I think you got a 2 out of 4 there. So well done. You did about as good as this movie is, a 50%.
We'll take that.
Ultimately, I think I came into this with expectations that were probably too high for what we were inevitably going to get in this. I hated the redesign of the Predator, by the way. Awful. If you go back and look at the original Predator movie and look at whatever the hell this thing is, garbage. Guys, thanks for sticking with it. DL, do you want to wrap up the show?
Much appreciated, as always. If you've gotten this far, give us a review.
Thank you.
I actually don't really care what you do. Give us a low review, high review. I think it matters more than anything else. A big thank you to, you can like and subscribe. A big thank you to Matthew Bliss for editing and mastering this week's episode. And if you'd like him to be part of your team, the podcast squad, contact him at
podsquad.com.
Or
and you should. He's the best.
.com. Find out more about his services. He's also got a new thing called Rethink Podcasting, which are short thought pieces on how to do this effervescent, mysterious thing called podcasting. So until next time,
tally ho.
Sounds like we got a couple good ones coming. So tune in and tally ho.
Tally ho, baby.